So this is the Transolid installed utility sink. The product number is TC2D-1522-W because it's white. It has two drawers. One is a like P-trap style U drawer, and then the other one is a full extension drawer. I needed this in this scenario because I actually only had about 16.5 inches, and this thing is 15 and less than a half inches complete end to end. And the other thing is I have baseboard. If I didn't want to cut it, I was lucky enough I didn't have to cut it and move it closer. Same thing with the dryer on the other end. So we needed something that was going to, have a utility sink in the laundry room, but be very small. And this was fit exactly for our needs because it's the scenario we had was previously this was just an opening. We just put like a ladder and like a trash can, and it would just hold crap. So now we moved everything down, and then installed the sink over here on the left. And I tried to do it mostly because of I thought it'd be easier. Usually you're going to use the utility sink least amount, so that's why I put it the washer and dryer at the front. As you come, say, out of the door or out of this other door here into this room, that you would drop everything in there, transition it to here, and utility sink would be less used. What I like about the sink is this flexible neck. Never had a sink like that. It holds it in a position. So if you have, like here, I put this balance in, these cabinets in, and if you had your scenario, you could keep it down low if you had a lower set of cabinets or shelves. Since I was in there, I did just replace the valves with quarter turn valves. There is no red quarter turn boiler valve. It's a 90-degree valve, so it comes up out of the wall and it turns. So there's no red one, so I just got red electrical tape and taped it on there, but from a distance, can't tell. Buy a set of, in my case, a set of a Y here. So this is they're both hose thread, so male thread, and then or female, and then two males. This is a dishwasher coupling, so look for that. That's helpful because this is 3/4 FHT female hose thread, and then this one is 3/8 because this is the hose that it runs in. The connection is 3/8. So I got a 20-inch connection, a 20-inch braided steel 3/8 to 3/8. Make sure you get the side that removes and has a male side. So it's a male 3/8 compression connecting to the hose itself, to the sink itself, which is the female side. So 3/8, and you just got to make sure, because otherwise you'll get the double-ended male, and you need the female on one end, which is up here, and then the male on the other. And it's called a dishwasher connector. So you can find that for this, because you'll probably have the same setup. You'll have a washer, dryer, hot and cold, and you need to make a T or Y and make one side go to the sink, and then the other side goes to the washer itself. In my case, I have even more complicated. I have two Ys on the cold. So again, sink on the left here with the dishwasher connector, the sweep. And then this one is a bit of a cluster because this is for the refrigerator, which is just a PEX tubing, runs along the wall, back over through the wall over here. That has its own fitting, which was existing, and a coupling that existed that was here, same thing. And then the washer and dryer also needs hot and cold, because this dryer that we have, I've never used it, but has some sort of steam cycle on it. So it has its own tube, its own cold water. It has to be connection. So you might buy, in my case, I had an existing Y, and then the one that came with the washer system, that plastic version, it's the setup. It says it's not brass. My Home Depot didn't have the plastic one, so I went with the brass. And so you buy two Ys, 2 dishwasher connectors, 2 20-inch 3/8 compression braided steel supply lines, and then of course your drain setup. In my case, I had a 22 and a 45, got me out of the wall. I cut the stack inside the wall. I actually, with the stud finder, made sure I had the stud, and then used my oscillating cutter, cut all the way down across. And again, you kind of see to the next stud, which is right kind of behind that hose where the outlet is. And then strike a line with a level or a chalk line, cut it across again, and splice into the vent. It's a wet vent, currently being used from the washing machine. So there's a 2-inch pipe that goes down, does a little U in the wall, and connects all the way back up to a 1.5-inch stack. That's the only thing on this line. There's no other bathroom or sink or anything. So it was that vertical pipe that goes all the way through the roof is right here, cut into it. Get yourself a 1.5-inch, or whatever your size is. Mine was 1.5, but the rubber coupler, because you're gonna, when you cut that pipe, obviously you're gonna have to slip your Y on there or whatever you're using. If you're gonna, I used a Y in the wall, and you're gonna have to slip that coupler up, put your piece back in, and slip it back down, so that you have enough clearance. Because as you know, if you try to get fittings in there, you won't be able to. It was easy enough with just the standard P-trap setup, the $4 setup. That's the 1.5-inch thin wall PVC. That's what you see, the thinner white stuff. Make sure you get your coupling. That's the from 1.5-inch schedule 40 PVC to 1.5-inch sink PVC or thin wall PVC. It's a special glue-on fitting. Has a little ring on it. It's a compression fitting. Ties on. What's also nice about, see if I can show you this. This sink has its own wrench built in. You can see that. So you don't need a special wrench for this. That big black nut is the wrench, and it stays on there permanently. So take it all the way off, put on your connections, slide that back, put it back in the hole, and then slide it back up. Makes it very easy. The sink is nice and deep. You can wash your baby in here. That's what we're gonna do, and wipe out other paint cans if you need at some point. Comes with its own strainer. You don't need putty for the strainer. It comes with a set of gaskets, like most sinks now. You don't have to use the putty. Everything else, I would say, the only thing is securing it to the wall. So in my case, this is a concrete floor. Up to you how you want to secure it. You could secure it through the wall to a set of studs, but I don't want my kids pulling it down or stepping in here, trying to think of every scenario. So I took an L bracket and I used a Tapcon to the floor and then a zip screw, because you see that little channel? It's just enough where it will, on a standard 2-inch L bracket, you can connect it with no problem. So now, you can shake the whole thing and not have them pull it on themselves. If they're deciding to pull it this way or push this way, it has a resistance because of the pipe this way, but not as much this way without that clamp, without that L bracket. So you might come up with something else. You might want to secure it in the back, down, just take that drawer out. The instructions are pretty easy, and they tell you how to do that. It tells you like everything you think you need. Need more than that, like a hacksaw, I end up using an oscillating saw and a sawzall. But this is that, this is that lock nut. It's that black plastic piece. That is the screw that stays on here all the way. So you don't have to take it off. I didn't also show you, of course, it's a spray. And it comes with a hose adapter and the key to take out the insert. and you can turn it into a straight hose adapter. So if you want to, I don't know, hook up a hose to it to fill something up like a bucket, or I have a paint cleaner system. You put your roller in there and you hook a little hose up to another, like a hose like this, and then it rinses it out, spins it, and shoots it in the bottom. So this could be useful for that if you're using, you know, your hose. Overall, it was the only one that was basically pre-built for the size I needed, had everything I needed. It was almost $600 though for the unit, which is more than I thought originally, but it matches all the white. I didn't have to build a setup. I didn't have to build, you know, 2x4s and set the self-rimming sink in and get my own faucet. So there's something to be said for that in my case. I wanted to get it done in an afternoon, and I did. I hope I went through all the supplies for you that will help you get yourself going, and hope this video helps. All right.